Hey guys, Jack here, today bringing you something a little bit different. Now this is a game called Spy Party. I first had my eye on this since about 2009 when it was first shown in a PC Gamer magazine. I've been a subscriber to PC Gamer for ages, getting the magazine through my door, and there was a little article on this game called Spy Party. Now the guy that made this, Chris Hecker, posed an interesting question. Now, all the time when we play games, we're trying to make AI as human-like as possible. But you can always sort of tell when you're playing with or against other AI. You can tell that it's not a human. So he flipped that on its head and posed the question, can humans pretend to be AI and fool other humans that they are AI when, they're really not? So this game's a multiplayer game for two players. One person is at a party, they play as the spy. The other person is a sniper, and they're looking through the windows. You can see the laser there of the sniper rifle. That's where the sniper's looking, right? Now, the goal of the spy is to complete these four objectives. You've got to bug the ambassador, you've got to contact the double agent, transfer the microfilm from one book to another, and also swap a statue around. So you've got four objectives to do before the time runs out. Now, I'm going to show you those objectives. I'm only in practice mode at the moment, so there's no danger of the sniper spotting me. It's just so I can show you the game and show you the basics of it. I will show you some actual gameplay against real people later in the video as well, because it's quite interesting and funny sometimes what happens. Now, the goal of the sniper is to try and figure out which one of these people is the spy. And you only get one shot when you're the sniper. If you shoot the wrong guy, you fail the mission. If you shoot the spy, you complete the mission. You can also tag people when you're the sniper that you think that are suspicious, whatever. So the important thing when you're playing as the spy is to try and be as AI-like as possible. So you've always got to look like you have a purpose, and you've got to make sure that you keep an eye on where the sniper is looking, because when you do these four objectives, there are some significant tells that sort of give you away, stuff that the AI doesn't really do. So you've got to make sure that you're sort of out of sight or there's someone covering you. So I'm just going to break the control of the AI at the moment. See, I've been controlled by the AI, and that's a good thing to do at the start of the game, because it makes sure that you're not going to get busted straight away. Now, one thing you can do is if you go over to the window, as a spy, you can check your watch, or you can check your watch to add more time. So I'm just going to add some more time. You can see in the top right there. Now, if you were doing this in a game, like I'm doing it now, just repeatedly checking my watch, then it would be obvious to the sniper who the spy was, and he'd just shoot me straight away, because he can see the timer going up. He can also see me just repeatedly checking my watch, which AI wouldn't really do. So, as you've noticed, the AI sort of go around and they do their own thing. They walk around, they pick up books, they look at statues, they go over to the window and check their watch. That guy's just having a drink. Now, I can also interact with the AI if I want to. It's quite simple. You've got these little hotspots on the ground. These are like conversation areas. There's a bit of a conversation going on here. It's quite busy actually, so I'm going to see if I can get stuck in here. So I can interrupt and sort of join the conversation. So I'm just in the conversation, trying to divert attention from myself. I can also go up to these guys, start talking to them. One of my objectives is to plant a bug on the ambassador. So this is the ambassador over here. Now, when I go up to him, I have the option to start planting the bug on him. Now, watch my hands. Again, this is so obvious. If I was doing this in an actual game, I'd get blown straight away. So I'm just going to follow him around for a bit. See that? I just sort of planted, just sort of like pushed my hand out, and he walked away from me. So obviously you have to be close enough to him to complete the animation. So there you go. So now the bug is on the ambassador, and that's that objective done. Now once you've done that, you'd probably want to mingle around for a bit just to throw the sniper off. The other objective is to contact the double agent. You can see he's highlighted there. Remember, you've got to always pay attention to where the sniper's looking, because he's going to see the tells dead easily. So I'm going to join this conversation group, and I'm going to signal the double agent. Now listen out. In a couple seconds.
Banana bread.
Banana bread. So that's the signal for the double agent. And also the sniper can hear that. So when he hears that audio cue, he's going to know that the spy is someone who's in a conversation. But obviously there are a lot of people in conversations at the moment, so he can't quite be sure. You can also fake it as well if you wanted to sort of throw him off. Now the next objective is probably the most complicated one, and that's to transfer the microfilm from one bookcase to another. Now there's two ways of doing this. If I go up to the bookcase, the first thing I can do is get a book. So I'm just going to pick up a book, and there we go, I've got a blue book. Now I've got a couple of options. I can read the book if I wanted to, like that. So AI does this, it's perfectly normal. Now I also get the spy option to get the microfilm from the book. So what I can do is I can either walk over to the green bookcase over there and just put the book in there, or I can transfer the microfilm. So I'm going to do that. So if I get the microfilm from the book, what's the action? See, sort of looks around a bit shifty, and there you can see in the top left hand corner, the blue square is now outside of the book. So that means that it's not in there. So I can either re-hide the microfilm back in the book or just put the book back. So I'm going to put the book back because I've got the microfilm on me. So the next objective is to go over to the green bookcase and put the microfilm in one of the books here. So now I'm over here. I'm going to get a book. And I'm going to hide the microfilm in the book. Again, look at this bit of a shifty tail. The AI doesn't do that. They do sort of put their hand on the book, but they don't like look around like that. So the sniper is going to be looking out for that. So now I can put the book back. That beep, by the way, is every minute it beeps, so it just sort of lets you know what's going on. So you saw there that I put the microfilm in the other book, and it's now transferred to the other bookcase. So that's that objective complete. So I'm going to go over to the window again and just add myself some more time. There we go. So I've got a couple more minutes. Now the final objective is to swap the statues. But yeah, there's different statues. Basically, you've got to try and swap one. So I'm going to pick a statue up. There's the ambassador. Come down next to me. Now I can sort of look at the statue and do this idle animation, whatever. I can also put the statue down if I wanted to. But I don't want to do that. I need to swap it. So let's pick it up again. Now at the moment, the AI is sort of... It looks like he's coming over this way, so I wouldn't want to swap the statue at this point. If that was a real player, they'd see. Now he's going back over there. So what I can do is swap the statue, and you can see it changed, right? Now I'm going to put the statue down. That's my last objective complete. There's a little cooldown where the sniper gets 10 seconds to shoot me, so I just got to act naturally. And there we go. We've completed the mission. As I was stressing there, guys, that was an AI who isn't going to shoot me. So this is merely for practice. If I was just doing those objectives like that in a multiplayer game when that sniper was being controlled by an actual person, he would have seen me straight away because I was just doing stuff out in the open. Obviously, I was a human. But yeah, just to demonstrate the purposes and the objectives of the game. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like from the sniper's point of view. So the same level. Now you see here we're outside and we can see into the glass. And you can't see the laser pointer, but remember that the spy can see the laser pointer. Now I've got a couple of options here. I can scroll and zoom in with my binoculars just to like check what people are doing. And at the bottom here I've got everyone that's in the room. If I was playing a multiplayer game, one of these guys is the spy. Now what I can do is highlight people and low light people. So that woman over there, maybe I've seen her do something suspicious. So what I can do is highlight her with the left mouse button. And you can highlight multiple people, so if you're not sure who it is, you can just like, bam. So those three are highlighted. Low lighting, of course, is the opposite of highlighting. If you're pretty sure that you found someone who you think isn't the spy, then you can low light them and that just makes them stand out a bit less. So then you can concentrate on people that you might be more suspicious of. But I've got to keep an eye on the ambassador. Yeah, so the goal is to try and figure out which one of these is the spy. And it does get quite complicated sometimes. There's a lot of stuff going on. You can pan around and like I said, you can zoom in. Now, when you're sure that you know who the spy is, you hold shift and you get the sniper rifle and they're highlighted in red. And when you're ready to shoot, you can just shoot. So let's go for this lady here. So obviously it was a civilian, there's no spy because we're just practicing. So that's the basics of the game. That's how it is. One guy plays as the spy, one guy plays as the sniper. Very interesting concept, and I'm sure that you can have a lot of fun, and you could probably get very good at this game. You could get very good at being the spy, definitely, and trying to hide all the tells that are going on. So yeah, I'm going to switch over to some actual game footage now, so you're going to see where I fail and why I do things and where I succeed and why I succeed. So yeah, maybe you can get a better understanding of the game. So I'm going to switch over to that now. Okay, so we're in an actual multiplayer game now, and as I said at the start, the AI controls your character so you don't get blown straight away. Now, luckily for me, the AI has actually walked me into a conversation with the double agent, and as you know, one of my objectives is to signal the double agent. So I'm just paying attention to the other conversations in the room, and I'm going to signal him. So you hear the banana bread, that's a signal. And as I've done that, the AI has actually walked the double agent over to the other conversation, which is good for me, because he can see potential double agents. So I'm going to chill here for a bit. Looks like he's not sussed me out yet. Now, as you can see, the ambassador has also walked over here, and that gives me an opportunity now to tag her. Now, did you see there, the waiter and the guy in the white suit actually covered me whilst I did that animation? Complete luck, of course, but I saw that as a good opportunity to bug the ambassador, which means that the sniper probably didn't see me do the animation for the bug, so I think I'm okay for now. So as I'm pretty close to the bookcase, I decided to walk over there. And you don't want to really linger around. Like I said, you got to look like you've got a purpose. So I go over to the bookcase and I pick up the book straight away. Now I'm just looking over my shoulder to pay attention to what the rest of the room's doing and where the sniper's looking. He's not looking here, so that gives me opportunity to do the animation and take the microfilm out. So now I'm just looking at the book. He doesn't really suspect anything, so I put the book back. Now, one thing I could do here is just walk straight over to the other bookcase and complete that objective, but I think that would look a bit too suspicious. So I get involved in this conversation and throw out a fake double agent signal. So he's like, was the first one a fake? Was the first one real? He's not sure. Now, as I've got the microfilm on me, personally, I don't have to complete that objective now. So I'm near to the statues and I think, well, this will be a good opportunity to switch them. There's someone else there doing a statue. So I do the statue swap there, and I think that he actually sees me. You can see his laser pointer sort of swing out there, so maybe you could see it swap out of the corner of his eye. But I'm not quite sure that he's clocked onto me, so I'm still feeling a bit confident. You know, there is another lady there with the statue. So I walk over here. I need to get to the bookcase. And I decided to mingle in one of these conversations. But unfortunately, he did actually see the statue swap, and he sussed me out. I was nearly there. I got 3 out of 4 objectives, but the guy got me, and he actually typed that he saw the statue swap. So I failed that one. Never mind, very fun anyway. So now I'm going to show you another game where I'm playing as the sniper, and I figure out who the spy is. Okay, so another multiplayer game. It's just started, and I'm the sniper. Now, at the moment, the guy that I'm playing against is probably being controlled by AI. That's what I'd do anyway. I'd let the AI take over for a bit, and then I'd hop in myself. So I'm just checking out some people already. That's a suspected double agent, as well as the guy in the black suit there. Looking around, see if I can get a better view. Now, there's a dude here by the bookcase. I'm a bit suspicious of him already. So I'm just looking out for that tell where he sort of like shifts around, looks over his shoulder. He didn't really do anything more than put the book back, so I think he's okay for now. That guy in the yellow, he just looked at his watch, and you can see that the timer didn't change, so I'm going to low-light him. He could be faking it, but for now I'm not really suspicious. There's this dude here with the drink, just sort of looking outside the window, taking a drink. Doesn't really look suspicious or anything. Now, I'm checking out the conversations in the middle, because there's 2 double agents there and an ambassador. Now, you see the guy that's just walked up to the conversation there? He was the guy with the drink, and part of the way that he walked up there looked a bit human-like to me. You see the way that he sort of shimmied over there, and he didn't do it in one sort of smooth motion. You've got to be as smooth as possible when you're playing this game. But the AI do actually have little glitches like that every now and again, so I'm not 100% that that's the spy yet. So a bit further on into the video, and I hear the contact with the double agent, the banana bread. So that means that the spy is going to be one of these guys in the conversations here. So I'm just moving around, just being very careful, trying to take a look. I also notice a couple people at the back there messing around with books. So I'm going to carefully just observe this for a bit. The guy in the blue suit just got a book out, so I'm watching for that shifty tell if he's going to remove the microfilm. He doesn't actually do it. You see, he just puts his hand on the book, but his head doesn't move around. So I'm pretty sure that that guy isn't the spy, and then he puts it back. The same for the red lady as well. She doesn't really seem to do the animation either. Now, if you notice there, the guy that I was looking at earlier that shifted up to the conversation, he actually looked at his watch there, and the time didn't extend. Now, if you're a spy, you get two options. You can look at your watch and it does nothing, or you can look at your watch and add time. So if he is the spy, then that's quite a clever tactic to try and throw me off. Obviously he knew that I was looking at him because he could see where my laser is, so could have been the play of the century. So right now I've got a few potential suspects. If you see the woman in the red dress there, she sort of moves across the room as if she's got a purpose. Now I haven't seen many people interacting with statues at the moment, so I'm just keeping my eye on her. Now what I'm doing is I'm not looking directly at her, because if that was the spy, he or she would see that I was looking at them. So what I'm doing is I'm looking in the centre of the room and just out the corner of my eye, just looking to see if that statue swaps. It doesn't swap. So either that's not the spy or they just didn't do it on purpose. So at this point I'm pretty screwed really. I don't have any solid evidence of who this spy is. The only thing I've seen was that guy with the shifty animation. At the moment you can see he's in the corner of the bookcase. There's actually 3 people there right now. So I'm going to sort of shimmy around there, zoom in with my binoculars. Now I don't know if you saw that, I missed this at the time, but he actually did the left and right animation, so that guy is the spy. But I don't know that at the moment because I didn't notice that. There's a lot of people in the room and I was probably looking elsewhere. He's running out of time, the countdown hasn't started yet, and I'm just paying attention to him. He looks at his watch, bam, the time gets extended. There was no one else looking at their watch in the room at that time. I know that that is the spy. And there we go, you shot the spy. And yeah, I managed to do it, everyone screams and everyone goes crazy. Yeah, the spy is now dead. We got him, guys. Seriously though, you gotta check this game out. It is one of the most interesting games that's come out in a very long time. Very enjoyable, especially when you play it with your friends. It's not in many games that you say you have to pretend to be an AI and then fool a human being. It's a very interesting concept, and there's multiple levels as well. It's not just that glass windows scene, so there's lots of variety in there too. If you want to play this game for yourself, you can get beta access by pre-purchasing the game at spyparty.com. It costs $15. It's well worth it for the experience, especially if you're playing it with your mates. It's going to be very funny. You got to check it out and support a developer who's actually trying to do something a bit different and interesting with video games. It's not just another shooter, it's not just another RPG. He's actually experimenting with some pretty epic stuff here, and after all, you get to be a spy who does what spies do best, hide in plain sight. And when you do actually manage to finish a mission as a spy, feels good, man. Screw James Bond, he ain't got nothing on you. That's all I'm saying. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Leave me a rating and a comment if you did, and I'll see you in the next one.